Greetings and welcome all, fellow aviators. Let's have a look at Airborne Empire. Alright, so this is a game that has been in seemingly early access for ages and has recently released as of the 13th of January this year. And developers were kind enough to ask me, or the publisher at least, for me to have a look at it. I did. Now, I've been kind of aware of this game for some time. Definitely have watched friends play this, or at least a build of this. So, not totally in the dark about it, but some of the things definitely were new to me. So what is Airborne Empire? Now, Airborne Empire is essentially a game where you command this thing over here, the city core, to rebuild the grand Airborne Empire. Title drop. With that thing. Because in this land, there used to be nothing but flying cities. But ever since the Empire fell, particularly I imagine, all those cities just vanished. This is most likely the only one left. And now we have a chance to rebuild it. A renaissance of glory. An ascendance of power. Possibly. But the game itself is quite chill. Quite relaxed. However, we are not alone in the sky. Control of the sky is contested by pirates. Flying, well, what look to be makeshift planes, but considering how much damage they can do on a regular basis, they're probably a little bit more well constructed than I give them credit for, but still. Anyway, enough of that. Let's start a new game. Oh yeah, and all the people in this world are birds, that for some reason do not fly on their own. Made it to the skies. Hard to believe our small group might remake the flying cities of old. But every story has a beginning. If we recruit new followers and grow this into a flying city, maybe we'll stand a chance against those sky pirates. It feels like they really rule the airways right now. Anyway, enough daydreaming about reuniting an empire. Our first priority is to build ourselves a hangar. Then we'll also gather resources from the ground below. We can build housing and other buildings. Once we get our bearings, let's visit Haven Mill, that big city north of us. Surely they have news of recent happenings. Begin. Alright, so I've got the tutorial turned off, although I do recommend you keep that on for the purposes of knowing what you're doing. Anyway, here is our city core. It is currently giving us, our town center rather, currently giving us 60 lift. That is all we have to work with for now. We can build a couple of things, mostly paths, which require some lift, so you can't build infinite amounts of them. And a hangar. First, let's just build a path around the city center. And you can pretty much create the city as you like it, but there are some restrictions you need to keep in mind. Like, for instance, you cannot just pile everything onto one side of the city, because then you get an unbalanced city, which I believe will eventually cause you to crash. For now, I'm just gonna set the hangar up the rear. Later on, you'll be able to rebuild your city in ways that you feel more comfortable, because as you are flying, you may just be building a bit hodgepodge, but for now, this will do. There's also variable speeds. There's a couple of resources that we need to keep an eye on. There's food, of course, for our citizens, water, also for our citizens, and other things like extinguishing fires and stuff. Lighting. Currently, we are getting enough lighting from the city center itself, but as we move out, we'll need to find other sources of light on our paths. Health. which once we get a certain mass of people on board, we will need to take care of. Morale, which is because currently getting enough people will start to leave, but that should improve over time. Here we have the general stats, like the general lift we, the maximum lift we have and how much we need right now, the amount of propulsion we'll get, coal we use to keep ourselves aloft, and then the various building resources: wood, iron, cloth, glass, general storage, and relics that we can find on the route. So there's coins that we will need to buy blueprints and hire workers, and possibly other stuff, but I have not gotten that far into the game. For now, let's just build the hangar. Currently has 7 aircraft, although that is kind of dependent on how many people you have on board. And for now, just assign it to go collect us some wood. And I suppose we should also collect some water. Move forward a little. And I want to check this ruin. Get some money from it. Collect wood, we should be able to open up what we can build. So, we need some housing. Right now we need to stay within this bright blue circle, because that's essentially where the lighting is. Housing there. Currently we have some slight tilt issues, only 3 degrees in the back. That is currently fine. This forest is almost drained. Let's get one more housing. Let's put it on one side. Let's get a little bit more food and water while we drift over to this way. Just a tavern in this small settlement, eh? Seems we may have caused a stir on our way in. Everyone in town is eyeballing us right now. So that might seem interested in flying in a flying home. If you think we need more working hands, I bet we could convince a few of these folks to join up, at least for a modest price. Indeed, 25 coins for getting these guys. Wyatt Sparrow, Devin Cooper, Devin Ainsley. We currently have room for some workers, so let's just get them. Seems like everyone has been hired nearby who wants to join. Some of folks may be interested later on, although it is speaking a little unlikely that we will be returning to this particular place. Food is full, so we can stop the collection for now. Now I just really want to make sure that we have enough wood to keep us floating. Then we'll probably do some slight cuts as we move across the land once we've reached Haven Mill. That is the map marker we currently have, Haven Mill. Not gonna drain the entire forest because that's a little bit much. You can also see from the map or from the interface, you don't pick up the resources quite so directly. Wood is an exception in that regard because you use that directly, but iron you make from getting ore. It's from these ore deposits. Cloth you make from, well, I don't... these cotton meadows. Glass you can make from picking up quartz, which we do not have in this area. But that's a later thing. We can also pick up food from this fish. I think I will want at least 30 wood. Can I build anything else? I would like the academy. Let's see, where do I want to put the academy? Over here will do nice. That should balance things out a little bit. Yeah, right now the tilt is back centerized a little bit. Although admittedly academy is complete, so now we can do some research. Research doesn't really require anything as far as I've seen. It just requires time. And the first thing we will need, probably the iron forge. Because iron is kind of important in a lot of construction. Just keep draining the woods. A worker. We don't need all specifically. Water is also fine. Back. Right, let's start making our way to Haven Mill. See these balloons pop up where where I selected to go. I'm searched. Cool. The next thing I would want probably is storage. Get a warehouse going. Now, we can make an iron forge. Let's put that over here for now. Okay, so we will also want some iron. Ore, rather. But it does mean we are currently a little bit short on workers. Now, right now our speed is quite slow because we have nothing really to propel us beyond the city core. Warehouse research. Now we can also dive directly into some upgrades for our existing buildings, but right now I think probably some propulsion in order to just get us to speed. Also probably will want to improve our fans. Currently the only way we can get some lift, which requires iron. We are reaching the limit of what we can keep up into the air. Now we need. Anyway, Haven Mill. Haven Mill is the largest city in the area outside of the capital, Little City. It's really grown from a small farming village it once was. We should visit Magistrate Agatha in the town. Well, you folks don't look like pirates. Oh, don't worry, we're not. That's a relief. I have to admit, it's been a long time since I've seen a machine like yours above the area that wasn't aiming cannon fire down on us. But I still remember the old stories, the flying cities, the adventurers that piloted them from place to place across the world. Now we're in need of help. You're gonna act part, or am I going to have to tell Pyle to get out on the walls again? He hates it when I do that. Every time one of those pirates buzzes us, I can't get back to sleep for hours. They always make such a racket. See? Now listen, if you're really gonna fly that thing, you should help us out. The old Airborne Kingdom was a place of learning, of construction, of valiant deeds. You can start by helping us rebuild our academy and market that the last pirate attack really did a number on us. Help? What would you have us do? Well, Pilot can direct the building, but we need resources. Traveling by foot isn't safe anymore, but it doesn't look much of a problem for you. We need wood and iron. We plenty in a nearby area. Any questions? So you can ask questions, but frankly she will just kind of repeat what she just said, so I will return. Because we have not enough iron. That is just simply a time problem. So we can go to the tower when we want to. Now there is some ore nearby, but it's also not going to be quite enough because not a one-to-one exchange rate, I believe. So anyway, I'll just be back in a moment once we have finished collecting enough iron. And we're back. Right, so collected enough ore to turn into metal, iron. Also had to restock on this. I built a fan. We have a little bit more lift to work with. Of course, this does cause the city to start tilting a little bit too much to the back and left, so I kind of need to put a fan on the opposite side as well. But that's a problem we can get to later, because we're running out of people. So let's get back to the city. Alright, so we need some people. We'll return. I need to recall some people. I think we have enough that for now, so let's get them back on board. Right. And start working. And let's also start recruiting someone. Hello, I'm the Tavern Keeper from Havenville. Plenty of ruins out here, you could probably find some coin. Or even some more hidden on the rubble. Alright, so we have room for 3 people, so get some. Or some for 2 people. I should really learn to count. Also, the research I'm doing right now is to give more lift to the fans. This is an upgrade, so you can't just research it and you're done. You need to actually implement things. But that should be easy enough, because we can see the status of buildings over here, and if something has an upgrade, it shows up here. Anyway, we're waiting until Havenville is repaired. And storage is currently fine. I've not yet had the room to build a storage. We need a lot more wood for that. Find another worker. Also, kinda would like to build some paths. Done, but this is a lot of what the quests revolve around. Deliver goods and wait until they are implemented. Right, let's speak to her again. Well, look at that. Would you look at that? You're a savior, kid. With the Academy and Market back operational, Havenville is going to live to fight another day. But we wouldn't be a gracious neighbor if we didn't pay you back in kind. Here, take this blueprint. Make sure to light your buildings and pass at night. It can be dangerous in the dark. You'll need glass to build street lamps. It's a rare resource these days. I'll give you enough to get started, but you'll probably want to make your own eventually. You know what the blueprint is? Thank you, Akata. Oh, you're so polite too. I told Pyle you're the real thing. Give the blueprint to a scholar at your academy, they'll know what to do. You're a ruler of the city now. You have to start acting like it. Now, I have to have one more thing to ask of you. But I think you also get something out of this. These are dangerous times. Havenville has never been a city of warriors, but Might need better defenses than hoping another sympathetic flying city comes along to help us out. No offense, of course. We'll be fine as long as we have a defense tower or two operational. Do us a favor and talk to Marner at Castra Regnum. He'll be able to help you out. On it. Alright, so. We can go to their academy now. Hola, Hedwig. Hello, traveler. You're welcome to peruse our findings. Be careful not to knock anything over. Alright, so they have a clinic. It'll be useful once our health starts becoming a problem. And the hemp weaver, which will turn cotton into cloth. We will need these, but currently we have nowhere near close enough to the amount of coin we need. We can also go to the market now. Anything you need, we got at the market. Ain't no pirate threat that can keep the spirit of Havenmill down. Oh, hey, also, if you run across any glass, we'll happily buy any you don't need. Merchants love that stuff. Yeah. Glass is quite valuable, especially in this early part of the game when you can't make it yourself. But it becomes much less pressing later on. Right now, I kind of want to save my coin, so I'll just leave that be. We can now research the street lamp, and we will. Alright, so the next quest, defend Havenmill. We need to get over to Castra Regnum. A little over that way. And think there's anything else here I want to do directly. We kind of do need to get our defenses up. I could potentially get some propellers going. Or a propeller going, because we don't really have the manpower to handle that. But I should probably just expand the city a little bit more. Alright, so would like a housing block over here. Then we need to wait until the research finishes. While that is finishing, we'll start making our way over to Castra Regnum. Following the compass, that's there. Just so low. Maybe a propeller wouldn't hurt. We'll cut into our thing. Yeah, pirates incoming. That is fortunate. Alright, we have opened that up. Now we need to research the street lamp. Alright, so if you don't have your streets lit, like the thing that's now highlighted in red, occasionally your birds will fall off the city. Now it doesn't imply that they die, but it does get them usually hurt. Which, before we have a clinic, that's kind of a problem. Alright, so we have now a little bit more speed. Got a little propeller going. Pirates will do damage. Which is quite annoying. Pirates! Lucky for us, it was just a scout. More are bound to follow through. Better hurry along to Castra Regnum and get that defense tower blueprint so we can defend our growing city. Yes, indeed. It shouldn't take too long to get the blueprint for the lamp finished. Cool. Right. I would like this, but we need the hemp weaver for that, so let's see. This one I can do, but it's not useful to me. I'm gonna research something that has to be quick. Let's increase the efficiency of our iron production. Overall, I enjoy the aesthetic of this place quite a lot. When I first saw this game, it only really had the desert aesthetic. which is still in the game. That's over there, the distance. There's also a volcanic aesthetic over in this direction. You're not a bird. Right. Castra Regnum, military fortress from the time of the ancient Airborne Kingdom. Landed here and governed by the Knights of Littleos and Captain Mark. Now, this order of knights is kind of an old-fashioned thing, and they are quite old-fashioned in their ways, which makes for a very funny conversation. What? Eyes forward, man! Who dares fly above the Castra? Think now, I'll be blasted to smithereens! Agatha sent us. Agatha? I told her this would happen. She kept telling me I was exaggerating, but look who's needing combat blueprints now. Soldier, take this defense tower schematic, deliver it to Agatha. If you get your boys working on the blueprint as well, you can probably set some defenses up on your flying contraption of 2. Those pirates ain't taking any prisoners. Time to lock and load on the high skies, soldier. On it. And could you do me a favor, soldier? Tell her I told you so. Alright, so they also have a lot of blueprints. I do want all of these. There's sometimes some duplicates, but that's mostly because we're in the starting of the game, and you do need these. Laser. So I can leave because I have no way to anything else. So I did just start this, but I'll just redirect so we can get the defense tower blueprints. You will lose all progress on previous research if you do that. Unfortunate, but ultimately this game gives you plenty of time to work with. Also, now that we have it, let's get the lamp going. Over here is probably fine. We do have room for a few extra workers, so let's go to the tavern. Ooh, you seen any great sea creatures? I saw one east of here just a month ago. Right. Load up on workers. Now we are up to 20. This does increase the amount of food and water we use, so we do need to keep an eye on that. Right, we need to speed up back to Havenville. Our quest Victorious. Waypoint over there. And speed things up. Flying at blistering speed. Picking up the goodies as we go along. We've just run out of ore, so that's about as much iron as we're going to get for a bit until we can find new ore nodes. Right. On that, what was I researching? Right, the production. Get that going. And we can build this. We need wood for that. Get some wood for that. There's no doubt Havenville wants us to build a defense tower for them, so we will need wood to cover our cost. Also, by the way, the nodes do regenerate themselves, so you don't have to worry completely about running out of stuff. And if you're if your city ever runs out of a particular material and you don't have a hangar anymore to pick up anything from the ground, you can recycle buildings to potentially get enough back. I don't know if you can lock yourself out of being able to build a hangar. That is something I've yet to encounter. I mean, it almost happened once, but I was able to recycle enough buildings to get enough stuff back to rebuild a hangar. And I also noticed that if you don't have enough lift, because potentially a pirate knocked out all your power, you will start dipping down slowly. Depending, I guess, on how much lift you've lost, you dip slower or faster. Let's talk to the magistrate. Thank you, made it. Just in time. Hal says he keeps saying he heard some buzzing off in the distance, which he swears is more pirates on the way. I know we are pirates. Honestly, I think his hearing's going. But either way, we're grateful for the extra defense. I do have to ask one more favor though, and that's to help us out with the construction itself. Look, I promise we'll make it up to you. Friends are hard to come by these days, but Havenmill's always going to have your back. Right? First you need to research the defense tower, then you need the materials to build it. Right? We already have. You're a blessing from Alias, honestly. Let's get to work. Alright. And will I just build it? I would like a defense tower of my own. We need enough wood to do that. And we don't have enough iron. Alright, fine. Let's get some iron over here. I mean, for the purpose of doing this, I can probably just buy some iron. Okay, we need 3. Combat, we need a defense. So where would I want to put it? No tilt issues, and we'll put it over on this side. Protecting our fan. It's still lit up, so that's not a problem. We'll just finish this off. Right, so now we have some defenses. Now defenses are not absolute, as in the enemies will get through them. Keep that in mind. We want a street lamp over here as well, just in case we build out. Street lamps don't impede the direction anyone goes, they can just slip by them. I mean, the one thing I probably would say to these cities, what they should invest in is some guardrails. But I guess streetlights is fine as well. Finish this off. Right, light is full. Morale is good. We still need more workers, but fine. Let's speak to Agatha again. Heaven's Mill is safe again, thanks to you. You've done a good thing here. If anything can turn back the tide of all these flying brigands, it's probably a flying castle of our own, just like the old Airborne King. Doing us proud, kid. But defending our city is one thing. If you want to truly rebirth the Airborne Kingdom, you need weapons of your own. Travel to Orenspire. The knowledge we've collected in Little Loss of history of the Airborne Kingdom held there, along with our most of our brightest minds. Speak to High Scholar Isidore. When you arrive, he'll be able to help you out as soon as he calms down about the machine you flew in on. Go. We're headed to Orenspire. And the market. Alright. Some of our supply outposts are overdue for food delivery. Any chance you could use that machine of yours to draw some? Each opportunity tin food. You'll have to gather it yourself on the way. Thanks in advance for all the help. Those people out there are fighting every day against those pirates. It's our job to keep them safe. Your help here is valuable. That's fine. And received 5 more coins, which we can in turn use to buy more blueprints. And of course we can do that. But for now, let me show off a slightly more advanced save that I have been working on, as I was playing around trying to figure out if I actually wanted to play this game. So I'm not saying that this is very far into the game itself, because I do not know this. We are here in the volcanic biome, and we have a slightly larger city now, which I have laid out ever so expertly. A lot of it is upgraded stuff. Firstly, also our cannon, which is our main form of weaponry. Some extra propellers. A fin at the rear to give us a little bit more propulsion, because we can now go up to 89% of our fastest possible speed because of all the drag their buildings give. Had to put in a couple extra defense towers. And of course we have the various workshops and things. But now these are all housing blocks. Fans everywhere. Fully upgraded iron forge and all that. Yeah, our city is really zooming, although it is devouring food and water at a pace that I am having difficulty keeping up with. Now I do have a farm, but that requires that we use water to make food, which is, let's put it this way, finding water in the this area is not impossible, but it's kind of tricky sometimes, especially since we've been dealing with a lot of pirates, let alone the volcano that's about to erupt. Yeah, we have had to do a lot of research. We've just unlocked the blueprints for the freeze cannon, which I'm kind of curious about, but we'll have to wait until I finish upgrading the regular cannon. We also have a attack hangar, which we can launch planes into enemy aircraft, mostly air destroyers that the pirates use. But yeah, still looking for things that will give me a little bit more lift, I guess. Currently the fans that I have are as upgraded as I can make them. For now, as I had to spend more time researching this. Anyway, so this has been my look at Airborne Empire. So far, fun little game. It's very, very sedate, hardly ever really tense until you actually lose enough propulsion and your city starts falling out of the sky, and you have not enough resources to do anything, and your people start leaving. But usually pirate attacks are very well telegraphed, and as long as your defenses are operational, you're probably fine. And I've not really encountered anything that is truly dangerous yet. But I don't know. Perhaps I will find something. In any case, this has been my look at this, as I said. Link to the game in the description. Please do check it out if you like it. And perhaps I will turn this into a proper series later on. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.